JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs. What do both of these stocks have in common? Well, outside of the obvious of both being in the financial sector, both of these stocks also gave us volatility setups today. In today's video, we're going to take a look at each one, and you're going to see how volatility inside of the same sector stock, so in this case XLF, is not created equal. You'll see how JP Morgan's volatility differs compared to Goldman Sachs volatility, and some clues that can help you predict around the volatility behavior of each of these markets or any other two markets you want to compare, as long as they're in a similar sector. Now let's start first, as we always do, with first understanding what is the broader market doing. If I load in our utility labels with the index markets, you can see very clearly here that all four of our index markets are still very much in this market stage of acceleration. That tells us we have the green light for bullish setup still. Now, if we load in the sectors instead, we'll see exactly where we have strength along with where we have weakness. Now, inside of the sectors that have strength, we can see XLK, XLP. If you watched our video yesterday, you'll notice the delta between yesterday and today, XLF and XLU. Both of these sectors transitioned now to the bearish or deceleration market stage. Now, XLF is the one I want to pay more attention to in today's video, but you can repeat the same exercise in XLU. So let's come into XLF and see why did it transition to red. Now in XLF here, I have the market pulse loaded on, which is a very simple way to know which one of the four different market stages we're currently in. And you'll see inside of XLF, we had this period of accumulation when that market pulse was green, and we've just been transitioning a lot of chop here. Now the most recent chop with today's activity closed below our variable moving average line, this time even with volume on our side. That's why we can see that now we have our bearish hat tilted, where we're looking a little bit more for the bearish side here inside of XLF. So that's our overall sector bias, but you should see that it's not any kind of clean sector switch. In fact, we had a bearish trend that was proceeding. We saw the bullish try to resume, and if anything, we're just seeing that the bears are kicking right back in. I expect a little bit more chop here, maybe even a gap down to about 50. Now that's the ETF. We had actually a lot more than two, but we're going to focus on two different stocks that hit our volatility box radar inside of the XLF sector. And those two stocks that we're going to spend some time on are JP Morgan along with Goldman Sachs. Now, JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs both hit their daily volatility box models. And what I want to first start off with is focusing on each of these two charts from the daily time frame. So let's remove the utility labels here. And what you should notice is Goldman Sachs here very clearly in a market stage of acceleration. The market pulse makes it easy to see that, and you should be able to see the strength with how far away from the market pulse we are. Now you contrast this with JP Morgan, and you should notice that JP Morgan looks a little bit more similar to the chart of XLF, a little bit more choppy behavior with the recent market pulse going bearish. So we have two different stocks here. Now JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, both triggered on our live scanner today. We took a look at JP Morgan, and I'll show you this on both the aggressive along with the conservative models. And we also had Goldman Sachs, which triggered today. And Goldman Sachs, same thing, aggressive models, real nice buy, and then the conservative. Now, both of these triggered in the morning, and what's interesting is the bot took the actual entry inside of JP Morgan here. If I was to turn on show trades, you can see where the bot took the entry and the exit. Entry at 298.15, exit at 301.15. A really nice trade with very little heat. But what I found more interesting is the better pick between these two instead of JP Morgan was actually Goldman Sachs, the one in which we had a much clearer market stage, a much clearer trend, a trend that was in the same direction of this trade we were looking at. Long side entry, very clear bullish trend, very clear bullish strength that is outperforming even XLF compared to where we had JP Morgan. So I thought that little post-mortem, even though we had both stocks and for all of our volatility box members, You've probably noticed many times on the scanner where you have a group of stocks inside of a similar sector all appearing. Well, this is a very simple way that you can use the trend, which we plot directly in the scanner, to help you find trades in the direction of the trend instead of fighting them. With the trend following filter, Goldman Sachs passes, JP Morgan does not. I hope you found this video helpful for those of you looking to find different ways, tricks to enhance the volatility box trades and turn the live scanner into your personal trading assistant that's finding trades for you throughout the day. Take care. Lots of exciting updates coming ahead. We'll see you in the next one.